noises!
Welcome to The Know. I'm Brian. Happy Monday, everybody. We got a lot of news to get to, so let's get started. There is some major upheaval at Starbreeze Studio. That's the publisher of the recently released Overkill's The Walking Dead. Now, you might remember that game was a massive flop. Now it looks like Starbreeze could be in danger as a company. Eurogamer reported that the company has filed for reconstruction with the Stockholm District Court. That's basically an alternative to bankruptcy, helps them get their finances in order. Starbreeze said in a press release, the decision is based on a shortage of liquidity and deemed to be a necessary step to give the company the time needed to negotiate a long-term financial solution and implement changes in the organization and operations. Now, a shortage of liquidity, just FYI, that's financial speak for we don't have money. So just that's what that means. So things are not good. The company also ditched its CEO, Bo Anderson, saying they need new leadership. Now, Overkill Software, which is under Starbreeze, is currently working on Payday 3, but obviously this casts a huge shadow over that. There's been a lot of controversy about the economy in the Red Dead Online beta, with fans complaining it's way too grindy, stuff is overpriced, missions don't give you enough money, not to mention weird things like beans being worth more than a gold wedding ring. Well, now Rockstar has responded to one fan's complaints about it. Reddit user Sinful One contacted Rockstar support about the game's different currencies, and a Rockstar rep responded that the game is, quote, designed to give the realistic feel of the 18th century, and, quote, you only get small amount of money in the game after a lot of hard work. Now, that wasn't official Rockstar, that's just probably a customer service rep, but that's still not a great response. Seriously, maybe come up with something better than you just need to work harder. Also, I'm pretty sure you meant the 19th century, not the 18th century. We've got reviews in for Just Cause 4, the latest installment in the action franchise from Square Enix. The PC version got a 75 on Metacritic, got a 76 on OpenCritic. Pretty average to fair reviews. That's what those mean. Windows Central called the game where Rico Rodriguez heads to South America absolutely fantastic, adding, while in-game performance isn't perfect, it's hardly enough of a downside to affect my view of the game overall. Avalanche has truly brought the thunder. PC Gamer wrote that it still delivers the series' sandbox mayhem, but is underserved by some pretty dated systems. Meanwhile, God is a Geek wrote, with its extreme weather scenarios and the familiar over-the-top usage of Rico's grapple gun, wingsuit, and parachute, Just Cause 4 is the most ridiculous and best it has ever been. The game is out tomorrow for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Now, there are going to be a lot of game reveals. We're going to see some trailers at the Game Awards on Thursday. Don't expect any new info, though, on one of the most anticipated games that is still outstanding. The community lead for CD Projekt Red wrote, we're looking forward to seeing all the reveals and announcements during this year's The Game Awards. However, we're not going to be showing anything there ourselves. We'll share more details about CYBERPUNK 2077 when we're ready. Now, speaking of game announcements, the Kinda Funny Game Showcase is happening this Saturday, and Game Informer reports that nearly half a dozen games will officially be released during the show. So, I guess that means 5? You could have just said 5. I guess, at any rate, the latter half of this week, it's going to be huge for game announcements, so that's going to be awesome. All right, recently Valve announced a new revenue sharing system for Steam that will reward the bigger developers by giving them a larger cut of the proceeds from a game. And now some indie developers are crying foul. For some background, the old split, which was pretty standard, had the developer getting 70% while Valve got 30%. But in an announcement, Valve said that as of the beginning of October, when a game makes over $10 million on Steam, the revenue share will adjust to 75-25 on its earnings beyond that $10 million marks. And if a game hits $50 million, the revenue share will change to 80-20 in favor of the developer. Valve wrote, our hope is this change will reward the positive network effects generated by developers of big games, further aligning their interests with Steam and the community. As you might imagine, though, not everybody was happy with this change. One indie dev, Rami Ismail of the indie studio Vlambeer, really knocked it, tweeting, Valve's statement paraphrase, don't worry, big game productions, we'll happily subsidize your increased income with the broken dreams of aspiring devs that fell just short of making it because they have no leverage and we don't care. Ouch, fucking ouch. He went in. Mike Rose, the founder of the publisher No More Robots, called it a dagger to the heart of 99.99% of the developers who use their platform, and added, Valve, is Red Dead so worth it that you would knowingly upset every other developer who makes your platform what it is? So yeah, suffice it to say, some indie devs are not happy. We'll see if Valve ends up making some changes for them. All right, there have been rumblings out there that Arkham developer Rocksteady Games is working on a new Superman games. Well, now the developer itself shot down those rumors. Sefton Hill, a game director there, tweeted, looking forward to the Game Awards this year. We're still hard at work in our development bunker, so don't expect an announcement from Rocksteady Games. When it's ready to show, you'll be the first to know. Spoiler, it's not Superman. Well, you know what? It was fun to think about for a hot minute. GameStop is having a very tough time lately. The retailer says it had a net loss of more than $488 million in the third quarter, which ended a month ago, and the company's stock plunged 12% late last week after GameStop said it isn't going to make as much money this year as it expected. CNBC quoted Rob Lloyd, who is Chief Operating Officer and Chief Financial Officer, as saying that GameStop is now expecting weaker fourth quarter results. He said, while our Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales were strong, we anticipate that our fourth quarter sales will skew more towards hardware than initially planned, which, along with underperformance of certain titles, weakness in pre-owned and recent sales promotion, will result in fourth quarter earnings that are below our previous expectations. That's a lot of corporate speak, but that is not good considering the fourth quarter is the holiday shopping season when that's really the Super Bowl for retailers and devs. So sounds like GameStop's in some trouble. The creator of Stardew Valley says he's going to publish his own games going forward. Eric Barone, aka Concerned Ape, posted that starting on December 14th, he will begin publishing Stardew Valley on PC, Xbox, PS4, and PS Vita, but he added that Chucklefish will remain the publisher on the Switch and mobile platforms. Barone said, when I first released Stardew Valley, I was a complete novice to the video game industry. Chucklefish, as my publisher, oversaw the distribution, console ports, and translations of the game. They set up the official wiki and helped me redesign the website to great effect, but I'm at a point now where I'm ready to move forward on my own. I think self-publishing is the end goal of most indie developers, and I'm happy to be in a place where that's possible. For its part, Chucklefish added that we are proud to be a part of the Stardew Valley story and wish Concerned Ape every success with his new self-publishing venture. Meanwhile, Chucklefish said that the multiplayer update for the Switch versions of Stardew has been submitted, so hopefully we'll see that soon. The developer of Leisure Suit Larry is selling the original source code of some of the games in the iconic franchise. The famed Sierra developer Al Lowe told YouTuber Metal Jesus Rocks that he's been putting on eBay his original source code of the first two Leisure Suit Larry games, and more will be coming. They're on floppy disk, very old school according to pictures from the auction. Both are currently above $10,000 each, so that's kind of cool. He also pointed out that the rights to the game's IP have been sold over and over again, so owning the source code does not mean that you own the IP, but still, really cool piece of gaming history. Lowe said that more are on the way, including more Leisure Suit Larry games, King's Quest 3, I love that game, and Police Quest 1. And Lowe had a great quote about why he chose to do this. He said, I'm 70 years old, and none of my kids want this junk. That's the great part about being a dad. No matter what you've done in your life, your kids are always going to think it's lame. All right, that is all the news we got for you today. Let us know what you think about these stories in the comments below. For all your news from every corner of the internet, you know what to do. Like this video, subscribe to The Know, visit us at theknow.tv. PC Gamer wrote that it still delivers the series Sandbox Mayhem, but is undeserved. Still delivers the series But in an announcement, Valve said that as of the beginning of October, when a game makes over $10 million on Steam, the revenue share for that app